Hello everyone, Morgan Hibbs here with Linn County Farm Bureau. I'm excited for month 2 of our virtual Ag in the Classroom program. I hope you enjoyed learning about the introduction to agriculture and all that agriculture provides to us. This month we have a fun lesson for you called Transportation. We are looking at agriculture transportation, how transportation is essential to agriculture in getting the goods from the farm to the consumer. We are also going to look at packages and how goods are transported differently, the different modes of transportation. We are going to compare and contrast how different modes of transportation can carry different amounts of cargo, and then also why different modes of transportation might carry certain cargoes and not other products and goods. So to get you started thinking about transportation, if you have not yet done the attention getter or the interest approach, I encourage you to do that now. There are some blogs listed in the lesson plan with the links that are very timely for right now with the pandemic. So I want you to go and you can read one as a class and discuss it, or if you would like to send the links to your students and have them choose which one they would like to read, and then brainstorm what is the challenge and how are we going about solving it. Is there a solution? Why is this happening, and why is this relevant to today? So some of those different blog posts include plenty of pigs on the farm and meat shortages at the grocery store. So it looks into the reason of why. If there's plenty of pigs, why do we have shortages? We also have the raw story, which is about milk being dumped. We have another story about dumping milk. And then we have the closing of meat processing plants due to the pandemic. So read one of those blog posts, discuss it as a class, and then come back together and join us here. Okay, now you are watching the intro video. After you listen to this video, you can either pause it now and go and watch one of our local farm chats, or you can watch this intro video, learn the gist of the lesson, and then go and continue checking off the different activities within the lesson plan. So we have 2 farm chats available that we recorded here this summer. One of them is of Lock and Dam 10, looking at the barges and how they move through Guttenberg. The other farm chat is a day in the life of a semi-driver that I did with my brother Michael, and you can learn about what a typical day looks like for him. So I encourage you to watch one of those videos. Okay, now as you concluded watching one of those videos, so those were about 2 different modes of transportation. We looked at trucks, and in the video you might have heard Michael talk about how there's different types of trucks that can transport goods. You could have possibly watched the Lock and Dam 10, which was about barges. But we also have cargo ships that might go in larger bodies of water, airplanes, okay, I can come closer so you can see them, trains, and there's the truck. So we have truck, train, airplane, cargo ship, and the barge. So those were just different modes of transportation, transporting agriculture goods and products. There are a set in your kit. You can either take, if you have a kit, you have bags that have different supply chain cards in them, or if you did not receive one of our kits, they are available to download on our website. So we have the production of milk, bananas, Christmas trees, fish, and soybeans. You can do this individually, or you can do this in small groups. I would like you to choose one of the supply chains and one of the products and sequence them from the farm all the way to the consumer. So read the cards, look at the pictures, and do your best to take it from the farm all the way to the consumer. For the teachers, there is a answer key, so you can go through and check to see where your students are at in their thought processing, discuss them, and then continue on with the lesson. Okay. So now if you would like to learn more about the different modes of transportation, so this is a multi-part lesson, so you might not get all of these activities done in one half an hour or one class period, but I just wanted to do a overview of transportation and packaging, so you can choose with the time that you have if you want to do all of the activities, spread them out, and then go from there. So the next option is to read the transportation blog post in your lesson plan as a class, so it just goes into a little bit more information about each mode of transportation. Okay, now that you've read about the different modes of transportation and had a class discussion about these, you might also talk about what they carry. So what do they transport? If you think about a barge versus an airplane, they are shaped very differently and they're going to be carrying different things. We might also talk about the truck. Now this is a truck that's going to be carrying dry goods, maybe on pallets, but we also have tanker trucks that might be hauling milk that are refrigerated. So think about how goods are transported. Grain, like corn, is going to be transported a lot more, it's going to be transported differently than milk would be transported. Also, once the product is made, so not only is it transported from the farm, but then it's transported from the factory to the grocery store. So once for example, cereal boxes made from wheat might be transported on a barge or in a cargo ship or something like that. But then once it's transported as a kernel or as a loose grain, it gets sent to the factory and then it's made into cereal, and then at the factory it's going to be transported possibly by truck on the pallets, in boxes, in fresh bags. So the fresh bag is in the box is on the pallet is in the truck, and it's transported to the grocery store. So think about too packaging and how goods are transported differently from the raw product to the finished product and then to the grocery store. Okay, so now is the time when you can either do a couple things. You can research those different modes of transportation, or you can also work on designing a label. So this worksheet is design a label, and it's in the box, design a new label and package for your favorite snack. So now that you've learned about the supply chain, you can think about your favorite snack and what kind of label or package it requires to keep it safe on the journey to the grocery store. You can answer the following questions. What part of your design will motivate someone to buy this product? What words did you use in your design and why are the words important? How will your product be transported, both raw and as the final product? And how will your package protect your product? Okay, next up in our lesson plan is the Pringles STEM Challenge. So this is where we are going to look at your label and package and the mode of transportation and how we are going to protect the Pringle. So Pringles are a favorite snack. They also come from agriculture, but we are going to design a package for our Pringle to best protect it. Now you have some different materials in your kit. If you don't have a kit, you can collect these. We have some cardboard. You can use the regular computer paper. We have tape, cotton balls. We have some cups, rubber bands, and paper clips. And then you will need some scissors. So you can do this individually or you can do this as a small group, but I would like you to design a package for your Pringle. Your goal is to have the least amount of breaks. There will be 2 different challenges once you have your Pringle package made. The first challenge is just to drop it from a high surface, so the teacher can either hold it at the same height for all of the packages, Or if you would like to safely stand on a stool, you can drop it from a height in the classroom. The second challenge is to drop a heavy book onto the package. So put the package on the ground, hold up a book from the same height for everyone, so that way in our science experiment we have controls, and drop the book, the same book, onto everyone's package. Open up the package design and see how many breaks your Pringles in. The group or the individual who has the least amount of breaks wins the challenge. So think about, and you can't just do a copy of our Pringle package here, but you can think about why they use this type of package and maybe brainstorm how you could do something similar to why they use this Pringle package to help keep the Pringles safe. But don't copy it exactly. Try to be innovative and creative and think of something unique. You can use any of those materials I mentioned. You don't have a limit to how many you can use. Just remember, you do have to untape the Pringle package to see how many breaks your Pringles in. So you might not want to use a ton of tape. It might take a little bit to unwrap your package. Okay, how many pieces is your Pringle chip in? What are your thoughts? Lead a class discussion on transportation and packaging. And then, if you want to continue or do this a different day, there are a couple more options. So we do have a math comparison worksheet comparing the different modes of transportation and how much they can carry. So we have the cargo capacity, equivalent units, and equivalent lengths, and then there are math questions at the bottom. And then we also have a transportation research worksheet if you would like to do this before you do the STEM challenge when you are reading the blog post about the different modes of transportation. Choose one mode of transportation to research and present to the class. So you can draw a picture of your mode of transportation or find a picture if you want to print it off of Google, and then have some research notes down here and be ready to present to the class. And the last thing that we have available for you is an Iowa Ag Today for additional information, just to continue the discussion. So in the back, on page 6, there is a section called Trade U. It's all about imports and exports and trade, which is very important to transportation. There is also some career highlights in here as well. So this is and this is called Iowa Ag Today, and it will be linked on the website. If you have questions, you can reach out to me and I would be happy to answer those. Otherwise, if you take pictures of your Pringle design or the challenge, I would love to see them. And I hope you have a great time being creative and building your Pringle package. And I will see you next month.